Hello and welcome to viewers of Good Morning DRC TV. I hope you are doing very well. Today is Monday, the 5th of May. Just wanted to show you how things are today in the Democratic Republic of Congo. But before I go into it, let me say this. I know I get comments and I read each and every comments that I do get. And as you would notice, I reply, I respond to your comments. I listen and I respond. And I would invite you, please, to keep on giving your comments. I like to know your views. I like to know what you think about the situation in our country, the Democratic Republic of Congo. You may live outside of the DRC, but those of us who are living here, we understand what is going on every single day. It is a reality that we cannot escape. We are condemned by destiny to live in this nation and to have this as our only nation. We have no other place to go to. And it is very important for us to really be serious about this. And like I always say, for those who live outside of this country, you may believe that because you are living outside, therefore somehow your life is secure. That may well be the case. But I want you to know something. This nation, this country of the DRC, has a lot to offer. Do you know why there is so much fighting going on in the eastern part of our country right now? It is because the DRC, the Congo, is the answer to so many problems that we have in the world today. You may not know this because for whatever reason, you left the country, you went outside. Some of you in the Americas, in Asia, in Europe, in Australia, and other in this continent of Africa. But when you come here and you see, especially just look at the economy of our nation. I don't know how long ago since you were here, but if you've been out for too long, I invite you to come back, at least to visit the country and see what is going on. You will understand why there is so much fighting going on about the DRC in our country today, because we have a lot to offer. Much of what the world needs today comes from the DRC, comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yes, you enjoy technology today. Wherever you are, you enjoy technology today. But how many of you know much of what the raw material that is used for technology come from here, from the Democratic Republic of Congo? I'm not saying that other countries don't have it or don't have them, but we have them in greater quantity here in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And for so many years, many countries have been serving or helping themselves, giving themselves access to our wealth to build their own countries. The weapons that they have today, talking about military, much of it is needed. They need raw material. Remember that the bombs or the atomic bombs that were used in 1945 in Nagasaki and I believe in Hiroshima, however you say it, came from the uranium came from the DRC. The rubber that was used to make tires, much of it came from the Congo. Leopold, the Belgian king, you know how he ill-treated our people. Cut off their hands, gave them quota. If they didn't meet the quota, he'll cut off their hands. So the rubber came from the DRC. And the uranium for the bombs in 1945 came from the DRC. And now we're talking about ecological transition into green. The raw material that is needed is coming from the DRC. To move from our fossil fuel to green energy, they need the raw material that is here in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The electric cars that are running in China, in the US, in the Western world, it is powered up by lithium that they are taking here in the tons in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Today, the climate change, we're talking about the world is, the temperature is rising. There's a word for it. Yeah, climate change. In order to slow that process, you need the DRC, which has forest that is basically slowing down this process, while there are other people who are benefiting from the Industrial Revolution. It's the DRC that is now absorbing, that is mitigating the impact of all of that. The DRC is, because of the forest that we have. You can talk about the Amazon, but now it's the Congo that is taking basically the lead in that. So other people are polluting the planet. They are advancing, economically speaking, but we pay the price. Now, as I said, the transition that is taking place right now, green transition from fossil fuel to green energy, the DRC is well positioned for that. The technology, the batteries that is needed for electric vehicles, lithium, coltan, and all these smartphones that people are using around the world, the computers and everything that you can think of, much of it, you find the raw material here. All these big companies, Apple, Sony, the Tesla, Elon Musk, and what they're doing, do you know most of these companies source their product here in the DRC? But yet you look at the poverty that runs rampant in this nation, sometimes you just can't believe it. It is heartbreaking. Now, what else can I say other than it is heartbreaking to see the level of poverty we have in this country? It should not be. It shouldn't be. It is that way because of the leadership that we have in place. The leaders that have no vision, they can't see where they are coming from, nor where they are going. Blind leaders of blind people. Yes, we sit here today, we blame Kagame, we blame Museveni, we blame the neighboring country for invading and doing what they do. And we're right in doing that. We are right in denouncing what the neighboring countries are doing. But the other question will be, what is our leaders doing? What are they doing? What have they done? What vision did they have for the DRC? What vision did they have for the Congo? How can you have such a country as this with all the wealth that we have, and yet we are the poor of the poorest in the world? Why is that? It's the bad leadership that we have. For many years, people just care about their own little world. They just want to have for their own little family, and that's all you care about. But you have no vision for the nation, for your land. But because you don't have no vision for it, even if you lose it, even if it goes, you don't care. Because to you, your world, it's only you and your little family. And it's a sad situation. I look, right outside of where I am right now. You walk outside and you see what is going on there, the kind of places we walk, where our foods are cooked, what people are eating, what we are consuming every day. You will not believe that we are living in a country that is estimated to have about 30,000 trillion of natural resources embedded in our soil. You won't believe that. That's terrible. And yet you've got countries who barely have anything of greater significance in terms of resources, but yet they are making it. Yet the citizens live a happy and a good life. But we, in the midst of all that we have, the hunger and the poverty is beyond description. And that is very sad. It's a very sad situation for the Congolese. And that's why I like to have this kind of conversation with you, my brothers and sisters, wherever you are. By ignoring these problems, it's not going to be solved. By prayer, by thinking that God will take care of this situation, it's not going to be solved that way. No. Like some people say, okay, we'll pray about it. I love prayer. I pray. And I am a believer. I am a believer. But you must understand that your belief, your faith, if it's not helping people, especially your own folk in your country, then you are also failing in your mission. Because your faith is not just spiritual, because one day we will go to heaven. That's all well and good. But here is the country that God has given us. This is our nation. This is our country. We have a blessing here that we're supposed to protect and to take care of and to give to our children. But no, we are not doing that. We are preparing ourselves to go to heaven. Like I said, it's all good. We'll go to heaven when we die. But we're here. If you have no more homeland, if you have no more place to call country or motherland, I don't know what to say. But it's a terrible situation. When you have something, we tend to lose the importance of what we have. And when you don't have it anymore, then you begin to understand the importance of what you have. It's like your health. You take it for granted that you are healthy today. You take it for granted that you can get up and go to work and come back home. You take it for granted that you can take food and then you eat. You take it for granted that you can see, you can take a book and read. One day when you go blind, you can't read anymore, then you begin to understand the importance of sight. One day when you can't take a spoon and take in your food, then you begin to understand the importance of your mouth to eat your food. One day when you have stomach problem, you can't digest your food, you begin to understand the importance of digestive system. This is the same with our country. When we have it, we can do different things, we don't see the importance of it. But one day, when those who are planning to take it away from us, when they do succeed in their plans and evil things, then it is at that moment that we'll realize that, oh gosh, we have lost something very important. But I don't want us to get to that stage. Let us, I pray that we will not get to a stage. And it's, how do we do it? Is by raising this awareness for us to understand that we are in a struggle for our land. We are in a struggle to save the Congo. We are in a struggle to protect our country. And this is what leads me to talk about what is going on. All the deals, all the agreements, what is being signed here and all of that, what is happening in the eastern part of the Congo. You cannot tell me you are praying when you are ignoring the fact that over 10 million people have died, they've lost their lives in the eastern part of the Congo. Why? What have they done? They deserve to die. You know, the world has already turned their backs on us. They don't really care. All they care about is the minerals that they are getting from the DRC, whether it will be the US, the EU, the whatever institution you want to think of. Even some in the African Union, all they care about is the minerals that they're taking. That they don't really care about the lives of the people who are dying in the eastern part of Congo. These are not animals, these are not insects, but to those who are killing them, they're thinking that these are insects, they are animals, they don't deserve to live, and that's wrong. So I am here, I'm calling on you, my brothers and sisters, wherever you may be. What is happening here in the DRC concerns you and concerns your children's children. This is vital. This is very, very important. Many of you, after leaving this country, have gone out to do what you've done. One day you will come back here, you'll feel like truly this is home. But can you imagine if you have no more place to call home? That will be a tragedy. For those of you who are Christians who believe in the Bible, remember Mordecai said to Esther, if you don't do something for your people to be saved, you also will perish with them. Essentially, that's what he was saying. Don't think that it will only happen to those who are outside. Even you in the king's palace, this will also come to you because you are a Jew. So those of you who've left, you are where you are. You get up and you do what you do. You forget about Congo. You don't listen up. Please don't think this will not affect you. This is your homeland. Please wake up. Do something. Whatever you can do it now. This country is at war. This country is the envy of many around us. And many would like to partition the Congo. And we need to stop that from happening. I said we need to stop that from happening. But those leaders of ours, those who are sitting here in Parliament, not far from where I am, right here, all they care about is their pockets and their small families. And that is a sad situation. When people in the eastern part of the DRC are dying every day, people are dancing in the streets, the bars are open from morning till night. People are drinking and they're having fun. What kind of people? No wonder why. No wonder why Kagame can do what he's doing to Congolese because of this kind of attitude. Because they know how Congolese people are. I said, no wonder why Kagame is doing what he's doing, because he knows what Congolese people are, because he's got his people here in the country, in Kinshasa, in the government, in parliament, to distract people. Museveni knows. They understand. They say Congolese people, they know how we are. I don't want to sound condescending, but they know Bantu people. They said, we know these people, how they are. And they're out there to get you. If you're not aware of this, they're out to get you. And they don't mess around. They'll come and take what they're after. So wherever you are, I'm asking you to be aware. I'll finish by saying this. What is happening in Washington? What is happening in Doha? As I said yesterday, it's all converging towards one thing. The Americans now, as I mentioned yesterday, the plan of Kagame, he has now infiltrated Washington, and those who are working on this agreement, they have been infiltrated. They are enemies of our countries who are working tirelessly. They'll give no sleep to their eyes until they see that this project fails. Amongst them, you have Katumbi Moise. You have Joseph Kabila. And you have Delice Sanga. And you have Martin Fayulu. This is the opposition. And amongst them, you have the so-called priest. I don't call them priests, Senko. They are politicians, okay? Let's call a spade a spade. These are politicians that they pretend to be priests. We know. So these guys, they're doing everything they can to stop. They think this is the sad reality is these people are thinking that they are fighting Tshisekedi. And this is very sad. If you think you're fighting Tshisekedi, you are wrong. Tshisekedi he might even die tomorrow. Something may happen to him, he will go. He's not a providential man. He's not there. Like I said, anything can happen to him today or tomorrow. He will die and he'll go. But your land, when you lose it, it's gone. And those who are wanting to take this country away from you, they can give you millions, like they give to the Congolese. They bribe them with millions and they give them millions and all of that while they're selling their own lands. The enemy of your country, he's well aware. He knows that for you, money is the world. Money is everything. So they'll give you millions while they're taking your land away. You don't know the value of land. They know it. So all these corrupt politicians, all these people in leadership, what do they care about? Do they care about the Congo? Do they care about the people? No. They're lining their own pockets. That's all that matters for them. And so people are fighting one man, Tshisekedi. Let's fight him. Let's make sure he doesn't succeed in this because he's going to internalize himself in power. Little thinking. Like I said, Tshisekedi might die today or tomorrow. He might go. Just like you might die tomorrow and go. Just like me, I might die today and go. But our country will remain. If they take it away from us, that's it. It's gone. Let's not allow that to happen. So let's stop focusing on this man, Tshisekedi. And there are people who, out of I don't know what, they're aligning themselves with the M23, with the AFC of Nanga. Why? Why? You know what happened to Laurent Desire Kabila. You know what happened to him. He is the one who brought us all these problems that we have today. Please don't forget that. He's the one who did all of that. The same as we have Nanga today, the same as we had Laurent Desire Kabila. But we have our country. Sound the alarm, tell people to wake up and follow closely what is happening in your nation. Raise your voices, do what you can do to stop the plan to partition the DRC. This is very, very important. So I understand from the US that the agreement that was meant to be signed is postponed for another 2 months. Why have they done that? So there are 3 agreements that's going to come. A bilateral agreement that is Rwanda DRC and Rwanda DRC, another bilateral US Rwanda, and then there's going to be an agreement between the US and the DRC. When it comes to this sharing of the minerals or resources in that region, there are many things that have been said in those agreements. The bilateral agreement is for the cooperation between Rwanda and Kinshasa or Congo. But my point is this: while they are taking, why have they postponed this too much? So that there will be talks, the M23, Kigali, and so they are bringing now their demands. So Masad Boulos is now listening to people like Obasanjo, listening to the people in the Senko, and listening to different voices that are trying now to slow down this process. While they're talking about these 2 months, yet the people are going to be dying in the eastern in our country, yet people are losing land. The lives are being destroyed while we are waiting. Why? Billions. I'm telling you, there's a lot of money here that is at stake. People are spending money. Kigali is spending money. Moise Katumbi is spending money. Joseph Kabila is spending money. They're doing everything so that this agreement with the DRC will not happen. But like I said, Felix is going to go in 2 years. He will go in 2 years. So all this fighting for 2 years, but yet your country is at stake. All you care about is for him to go, no matter what. Instead of doing something that will secure peace in our country, really, people are fighting one man. Let me round this up. So the situation is that this agreement has been postponed for 2 months. In the meantime, they're trying to sort out the minute details of this so-called peace agreement. And in it, Rwanda wants to make sure that it gets the upper hand and is using everybody in and between. Doha, I tell you, the Emir of Qatar has got so much investment in Rwanda and they don't want to lose out. And Obasanjo and everybody's getting involved now. They're just trying to muddy this whole thing. I only pray that the politicians in Kinshasa will know how to negotiate and how to hold their ground. Because the US is looking out for its interests. They're looking beyond Felix Tshisekedi. Who knows what they're planning or what they're thinking? I always told you, Kagame was not going to do what he did if it wasn't for the blessing of the US, the EU, the Canada, the UK, and many other countries. We've already known that we, the Congolese, we are alone in all of this. It's only us 120 million of us here in the DRC and those in the diaspora. We need to come together to converge and to pull up a strong army so we can fight for ourselves, because otherwise no one else will. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, share this link. Let's get involved. Let's raise our voice. Have a wonderful Monday and enjoy yourself. Above all, please try not to live a stressful life. I know we are struggling for our country. I know we are going through the pain of birth. I know we are travailing for our nation, but please don't let this destroy your day, or don't let stress fill your heart. Do what you can do. Raise your voice, speak, share with other people this link. The little things you can do will mean a lot. Let people be aware. We only have one nation, one country. This is the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is all we have. We don't have two. Those of you who are out there, you think you have two, bless your hearts. But I tell you, home is home. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye for now.